So in the last class, we had a discussion on how to introduce a group of people, especially one by one we discussed. We had a discussion, especially the people who are very familiar to us and the people whom we don't know, right? Basically, what are the informations, right? What are the facts we have to share with the people? So if you are going to talk to somebody, we need, especially, there are two things. One is what to say and how to say. The one, what to say is information, how to say is the language, right? So the first person we have understood, the person that we have seen here, this guy is John David. His family name is David. He is a teacher. He's a science teacher. He teaches science and maths. His salary is low. He is married. He has a son. He lives in an apartment building on the fourth floor. See that these are the basic information, right? John David, we have to give that informations like full name, family name, job, subject, salary, civil status, children, and the residence. These are the information that we are going to bring it. So like full name, John David, family name, David, job teacher, subject, science and maths, salary low, civil status married, children, a son, residence, live in an apartment building on the fourth floor. So now you have to bring this idea, make them sentences. Now the how to say in English. So this is the structure. So you are going to use the sentence structure. This is John David. His first name is John. Family name is David. He is, then you have to bring that years. He is 30 years old. He is a teacher. He teaches science and maths. John is married. John is a good teacher. His students like him very much. Unfortunately, his salary is low, so he doesn't have much money. John, yeah, is married. He has a son. His son is 5 years old. He and his family live in a small apartment building on the fourth floor. So these are the information. You are going to fill it out. According to the information you know about John David, you have to follow the sentence structure. So information's what to say. The sentence structure, you are going to choose or select. You are going to apply when you are speaking or writing. You have to complete this. So this is the way you are going to pass the message. So what to say and how to say, you have to remember this, right? At the same time, these sentences now you can see here, it's written one by one. This is John David. His first name is John. Family name is David. He's 30 years old. He is a teacher. He teaches science and maths. John is a good teacher and his students like him. Unfortunately, his salary is low, so he doesn't have much money. John is married. He has a son. He has a child, a son. Their son is 5 years old. He and his family live in a small apartment in the fourth floor. Now it's a complete information about this guy. So based on these informations, if you are going to make your sentences, especially in writing, we need to have your complex structure, meaning from the simple sentence writing structure to, we have to move for complex structure. This is the simple sentence structure. You make simple sentences one by one alone. There is no any connection. You are not joining here. This is John David. His first name is John. Now there is no connection. There is no joining. So you can join these sentences. His family name is David. He is 30 years old. Simple sentences. You make it and then you present it. So this is the next level you have to move from. Like from the level simple sentence to complex sentences, you have to go. So if you are making complex sentence structure, your English becomes advanced. So you have to make your English advanced English. So in order to make your English in advanced level, you need to bring your, joining sentences, especially you have to bring some vocabulary which is connected with the conjunctions and relative pronouns to join the sentences into complex. So if you are going to join, for example, his first name is John. Instead of his, you can use whose first name is John, right? He teaches science and maths. So instead of he, you can use who teaches science and maths. At the same time, we are going to talk about another idea at the same time, right? If there is something is right oppositely, you can see unfortunately. If you are going to give any description, so you are going to tell about with reasons, because. So here you are justifying. So at the same time, the meanwhile, right? So these are the vocabulary you are going to connect to join the sentences together in order to make the sentences complex that will be more advanced. So here the same sentences we discussed earlier, simple sentences, now it has been joined. So based on the sentence structure, now you can understand the presentations. Yeah, the presentation just now we discussed in the from the simple sentence structure to compound sentence structure, we are going to move. So these are the simple sentence structure. Now we are moving for compound sentence structure. Okay. So for example, this is John David, whose first name is John and family name is David, David. Indeed, he is 30 years old and he is a teacher who teaches science and maths. At the same time, John is a good teacher whose students like him very much. Unfortunately, his salary is low. And unfortunately, his salary is low, so he doesn't have much money. The meanwhile, John is married, who has a child, a son, whose son is 5 years old, and he lives in a small apartment in the fourth floor. So these are the information that we are going to share in terms of John David's presentation. So you have to remember the idea that you share with him. Okay. So you have to remember the ideas you are going to talk about John David. Okay, so the point that you have to remember is from simple sentence structure to complex sentence structure, you have to move. So if you are going to move such a way, there are certain grammar that you have to understand. Okay, so these are the information now we have discussed. So from the information we have discussed, you have to bring this idea to describe about this guy. So these are the information you have to keep in mind. What are the information you have to keep in mind to talk about this guy? You have to keep in mind full name, family name, job, salary, subject, salary, civil status, children, and residence. Based on this information, you are going to talk about this guy. Okay, so you have to keep in mind how to do, how to bring an idea about the person. If you are going to talk anybody, or if you are going to describe anybody, if you are going to present somebody, you have to keep some basic information. Without information, you cannot talk. Like we have the second person, Mr. David. Now he is a teacher also. He's from India. He is an Indian. He's 25 years old. He is single. He can speak English and Hindi. He's a good person. So now one by one we made it. So same thing, we have to follow the sentence structure. So you are using this is, he is, he is from. So you have to remember, if you are going to talk about the person, this is. Then second time, if you are going to talk about the job, the he is a, he is a. From, he is from. Place, you can talk about he is from. Not he is from, he is from. Age, he is years old. Yeah, 30 years old. Civil status, he is married. Then the language you can talk about. He can speak English and Tamil, right? The quality, he is a good person. Like you have to bring it. So the informations are now, you know the information now. You have to keep the information in your mind, and then you start talking about this guy. So you have to remember the informations. What are the information? You have to remember the first name. You have to bring it David, teacher, Indian. How old is he? You have to check that years. How old is he? Now he's 25, single, English and Hindi, good person. So you have to remember this idea, this information, and then you talk about. This is David. He is a teacher. He's from India. He's an Indian. He is 25 years old. He is single, not yet married. Yeah, he can speak English and Hindi. He's a good person. right? So this is the way simply you are putting it. Now you can go and move from simple to complex. So how are you going to make it? This is David. Actually, he is from India, an Indian who is married, who is not married, a single person, just 25 years old. Yeah. He is a teacher. Yeah. What is he? What is his job? You have to remember. Yeah. He is not married. Yeah. He can speak English. He can speak English and Hindi because he is from India. He is a good person. So you have to remember the points. Without idea, you can't bring it out. So you need to have this information in your mind and then you continue speaking. So this is the idea. We have made it as a paragraph now. So points now become into paragraphs. Say, David, this is my friend David. He is from India. He is an Indian. He is 25 years old. He is the director of ABC company. He is also a teacher. He's still single. But he has a girlfriend. His girlfriend is a nurse. He can speak English very well. He is also very good in Hindi. He's a good person. I love him. So here the sentences are simple sentences. Now the same sentences you can put them into complex as we discuss about John David. So this is David. So David from this is David. Yeah, David is my friend who is from India. Now you're joining together an Indian. At the same time, he is 25 years old and he's the director of ABC company, also a teacher. He is still single, but he has a girlfriend whose girlfriend is a nurse. David can speak English very well and also very good in Hindi. He is a good person whom I love. So now you are connecting these sentences using who at the same time and, but, whose, yeah, whom. You connect this idea, right? The sentences are now joined together. So it becomes now into a complex structure. So you need to improve from simple structure to compound structure. Okay. So how are you going to make your complex structure sentences? So you can use, instead of he, you can use who, like subject pronoun, I, we, you, they, he, she. These are the subject pronoun. We will discuss the grammar structure after this session. So we are going to learn about what is pronoun, what are the types of pronoun, how we are going to use the pronouns in the sentence structure. These are the grammatical rules. So when we are going to speak, when we are going to write, sometime we have to bring grammatical structure perfectly right. So in order to make it, we need to understand, we have to understand how these grammars are applied in the sentences. So we have to understand the first thing, how the grammars are there and how we are going to apply them. Okay. So grammatical discussion will be there in part of our program. So he, you have to replace with who. So who and he is connected. So instead of he, you can put, if she is also, you can put who. His, if you see his, you replace with whose. So instead of her also, you can bring it whose, actually possessive pronoun. And him is an object pronoun. It will come into the place of object. So in the subject place, it comes he. Object place, it comes who. Now you can put whom, him, whom. Possessive place, you can put his. Instead of his, you can put whose. Like it, if you see it something, you can put which. Remove it, put which. And there, if you point a place, then you can say where. So these are the key information that you have to remember when you are joining sentences using relative pronouns. Relative pronouns as a subject, we are going to discuss later. Okay, so this is another person we have to understand about Mary. This is Mary. She is a clerk. Now I'm joining. The information is in my left side. So the sentence structure on my right side. These are what to say. These are how to say. You have to remember what to say and how to say. From the simple structure to compound structure, complex structure, you have to move. First, you have to understand how to present in a simple format. And then you have to develop your language fluency and language accuracy from simple to complex. So Mary, this is Mary. She is a clerk. She is from Japan. She knows, she can speaking only Japanese. She is just 20 years old, still young, not yet married. She has a boyfriend. Yeah, he is a doctor. She is nice, enthusiastic, and sensitive lady. So these are the information you are talking about Mary. Okay, so now we have understood there are three people. We talked about John David, David, and Mary, three people on the top line. So now the middle line we have seen the group of people we have already observed. These are in the middle line. We can see two cricketers. One is Sanath Jayasuriya, another one is Muthaiya Muralidharan. So what are the points you can talk about Sanath Jayasuriya? Now you can see here, these are the information what to say. Okay, good cricketer, all-rounder, famous for cricket, well-known for batting, fast batting, records, two records, fastest half century, highest number of records, runs in 29 runs in a single over, old boy, St. Service and College Martyr. So these are the information you have to remember if you are going to talk about this guy. So now you have to talk about Sanath Jayasuriya is a good cricketer. He is an all-rounder. Actually, Sanath Jayasuriya is famous for cricket, who is well known for fast betting. Indeed, he has two records. The first record is the fastest half century, and the second record is the highest number of runs he scored, 29 runs in single over. You know, he is an old boy of St. Service and College Martyr. Now, the information you have to remember and keep in your mind, you have to talk something about this guy. So you have to remember his name, how he is famous, right? What are the contribution to cricket in Sri Lanka, where he was born. So this information, you have to bring it out, okay? So next point, you have to talk about another person, Muthaiya Muralidharan. He is a famous cricketer, retired from the cricket. Okay, well known for spin bowling. This is a special thing, and the world number one bowler. He's been recognized and helped to win many matches, especially for Sri Lankan team. Very good at fielding. Yeah, from Kandy, he studied in Anthony's College, Kadukastota. So you have to have some information about special thing about this guy. So Muthaiya Muralidharan, if you are going to talk about, you have to remember these points, and then you bring it out. Okay, Muthaiya Murali. This is Mr. This is actually Muthaiya Muralidharan. He is a famous cricketer. He is also retired from cricket. Now he is well known for spin bowling around the world. He is number one bowler who helped to win many matches to Sri Lanka. Actually, he is a good cricketer. He has good fielding and also bowling. So he is from Kandy and studied in St. Anthony's College, Kadukastota, right? Especially Sri Lanka is very famous because of his bowling, and he is well known in the cricket. Okay, so you have some information and you put it, whatever you know about this guy, based on the information you have identified. So you have to bring it out. These are the information. You are going to specially talk about the cricket background and then his study, where the place he was born. So that's it. So these are the things that you are going to bring it about Muthaiya Muralidharan. So you have to identify the person whom we have discussed, the people whom we have discussed all about David, John David, Sanath Jayasuriya, Muthaiya Muralidharan. Okay, so now you can start with greeting for having a discussion. So this is the subject now we are going to discuss. From here, we are going to talk about some people that we already, especially the people we talk about Siti LEBBE, and then we talk about Kanangara, right? These are the people we are going to talk about, the last part of the people. Okay, once we have understood about each Siti LEBBE and also Kanangara, and then talking about Abdul Kalam, then we will present the group of people how we can discuss about each one based on the idea and the knowledge, simply and complex way you can present the ideas, right? So before I talk about Abdul Kalam, so simply we can go for this guy, okay, Siti LEBBE. Shall we discuss about now? I think I have covered everything together. Now we can continue one by one. City LEBBE, we have to talk about City LEBBE. Okay, I will bring it out simply that you can have a presentation later. Okay, so City LEBBE. City LEBBE was a Muslim lawyer. This is the point you are going to make. So Muslim lawyer. He took an interest in providing good education for Muslim people. So actually, he is a lawyer and he contributed in education, in development of education to Muslims. He helped to build several schools for Muslims. Simple idea. Okay, and then you are going to bring another person. Kannangara is a minister of. He was the minister of education in 1932. He wanted to provide free education to every child on the island because at the time British people who did not provide the opportunity for people to learn, especially in the government school. So he wants to give the free education when the British people who had the ruling system over there in Sri Lanka. So he is sometimes now called father of free education because he is the one introduced free education to Sri Lanka, right? So you have to remember these people. Kannangara, CWW Kannangara, Minister of Education. He was the Minister of Education. He is called father of free education because he had done a contribution to Sri Lanka in providing free education. This guy is Sidi Lebbe. He's very famous among Muslim community. He was a lawyer. He contributed in development of education. He built several schools, right? So he built several schools at the time of his political career. So now this guy is very famous guy in India. We have to talk about the past. When you are going to talk about a person's history or the biography, you have to include some information. What are the information? You have to connect here. The person, he was born in where, the school, his young age, what he did, education, from his education, his school education, university education, and his career, and when during that career, what are the things he did, and also when he passed away. So he's from birth to death. You are going to bring some information about this guy. So if you are going to connect this idea from born India, Tamil Nadu, studied from the school life, university life, and then career. So as a scientist, the service done as a president to India and the past when he passed away. So these are the information you have to connect it. So if you are going to present these information, you can see here the same ideas. Now, APK Abdul Kalam was born 15th October 1931 in Tamil Nadu. From an early age, Abdul Kalam had to work hard to help his family. He studied at St. Joseph College, Tiruchirappalli. He had an average grades at school, but he was a hard-working student who loved learning. He obtained a degree in physics from University of Madras and specialized in aeronautical engineering from Madras Institute of Technology. After graduating, he started to work as a scientist. During the time, he directed many successful space research programs. He received many awards and wrote several books too. In 2002, Abdul Kalam was elected as the 11th President of India. He served in that position until 2007. He was passed away on 27th of July 2015. So these are the information in the paragraph. You can see these informations are organized based on this idea, like born, school, degree, scientist, yeah, and the service he has done as a president. So you have to cover these information, then you are breaking these paragraphs like this, okay? So now you have to remember the points about this guy. So born on from an early age, work hard to help, studied at average student, hard working, loved learning, obtained degree, specialized in, and after graduation, so what he did, directed successful researches, yeah, and received awards, writer, elected as a president, died in. So these are the information you have to keep in mind in order to talk about this guy. So now you have information, you have to speak out. Yeah, you have to speak about this guy. So basic information you have to keep in mind, and then you talk about it. Okay, or you write about it. So these are the things that we have understood how to present or talk about people generally. Then based on all information, you have to finalize all in one screen. You have to talk about these guys. Okay. So in order to present the group of people, there are different way we can make it. How to talk about group of people. This is the subject we are going to discuss now. So before that, I would like to hear from you. So you can have a small presentation talking about the rest of the people from City LEBBE and then Kanangara, and then we can go for Indian president. Yeah, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Okay, let's start. You understood now? Clear? Hello? So it's
Yes.
time for you. Yeah. Can you read out now? Who is going to read now? Okay, Omar, can you read it out?
Siddi Lebbe was a Muslim lawyer. He took an interest in provide a good education for the Muslim people. He helped to build several schools for the Muslims.
Okay, so now Omar already done. Usman?
Siddi Lebbe was a Muslim lawyer. He took an interest in providing good education for the Muslim people. He helped to build several schools for the Muslims.
Good. Now you put some stress over there. I can notice that. Okay, so now we will move for our Maulavi. Sabir, sir?
Yeah, Sabir.
Sabir, okay.
Siddi Lebbe was a Muslim lawyer. He took an interest in providing a good education for the Muslim people. He helped to build several schools for the Muslims.
Yeah, good. So now you have to stress in the red line, whatever the words are there, you can put a stress. Siddi Lebbe was a Muslim lawyer. He took an interest in providing a good education for Muslim people. He helped to build several schools for Muslims, right? So you can make some stress over there, yeah? Not don't make your sentences flat, okay? You know that one. So what is Siddi Lebbe? He's a Muslim. He's a Muslim lawyer. What was the contribution to to Muslim community? He built several schools, right? So these are the information you have to keep in mind. So now let's read about this another person. Okay, Omar.
C.W.W. Kanangara was the Ministry of Education of the government in 1932. He wanted to give a free education for every child on the island. He is sometimes called the father of free education.
Okay, great. So now Omar done, right, Osman?
C.W.W. Kanangara was the Ministry of Education of the government in 1932. He wanted to give a free education to every child on the island. He is sometimes called father of free education.
Okay, Sabir.
C.W.W. Kannangara was the Minister of Education of the government in
1930. No,
1932.
then 32. Break into two pieces.
1932.
No. 19. 19 means 1932.
1932.
This is how we are going to say years. 1932. Okay.
1932. He wanted to give a free education to every child on the island. He is sometimes called the father of free education.
Okay, great. So now I can see that you are reading news in the TV news. Huh? Can you see the people who are reading TV news, right? Please watch the TV. From today, you start watching TV news. Okay? Go and watch Tamil news in the TV. So how they are reading Tamil news. Go and see the English news. Like for example, if it is 7 o'clock, what is the what time the Tamil news in Sri Lanka? TV. Right, I channel, Tamil news. I channel is English, right? So we have Tamil. What is that?
Shakti,
No,
Suryan.
no, 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 no. The I channel we has a Tamil and English, right? We have two same channel. They are playing in Tamil and English also, right? The English, if you are going to go for English news, listen to, I think 9 o'clock is English news, right? Uh, 7 o'clock is Tamil news, I believe. Still, I have no idea. I forgot all about it. I didn't see that news, right? So you have to go and see the news, Tamil news first, and listen to English news, right? Listen Tamil and English news, both news. In the radio, you have Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporations. We have Tamil news and English news. So you have to go and see that English news channel and listen to the English news and Tamil news. You compare it. How the same stories mean new stories are presented. So you can get some idea how the language is developed, how the idea is presented. You will learn lots of vocabulary from that point. So this is the way you have to develop your language, right? By listening to the radio news, TV news, yeah, comparing with Tamil and English. So you will have some how they are bringing the top stories, how they are bringing the headlines, yeah, how they are news in detail, how they are explaining this each news. So you can understand easily. You can develop the current vocabulary. So what are the vocabulary you are learning day to day? So from the situations that you can see, this is one way. Another way, you take the newspaper, read the newspaper. Okay, go to the newspaper, go and read the headlines. Okay, and then from the headline you can see there are certain information written and as a topic sentence. Yeah, it's already there in the topic. Yeah, it's already been declared, the headlines. Read the headlines, and then some are, generally you will have an overall idea by having skimming. Then you can go for scanning. If you are interested in small news, go and read it and get that idea how the news is presented. So this is the way you are going to develop your vocabulary, by reading newspapers. So you should have a habit of reading newspapers and watch TV news. Yeah, if you have TV news, if you understand the TV news and also reading newspapers, this will give you overall idea about the sentence structure, how things are developed, and also you can develop the updated vocabulary according to the current environment, current situation that you face day to day, right? There are so much incidents, so much news coming from in day-to-day situations, so you can learn lots of vocabulary from there. Okay, so I think you have to follow these ideas that will help you. So who was the Minister of Education 1932 in the government of Sri Lanka? What is the answer?
CWW Kannangara.
So now you can bring that point. CWW Kannangara was the Minister of Education in 1932 in Sri Lanka. What Kannangara wanted to give to everybody every child in Sri Lanka?
Free education.
He wanted to provide free education to every child in Sri Lanka. See, now don't bring that free education. You have to make a sentence. Okay. Actually, Kannangara wanted to provide free education to every child in Sri Lanka because at the time, the British government, they didn't allow people to study free, right? They have to pay. People have to pay and study. So when he took the office of Ministry of Education, become the Minister of Education, in the government of British, right? He wanted to give every child should learn, yeah, provide opportunities for learning. So that's why he introduced free education. So that's why he is called father of free education. So you bring some idea. Okay, so far understood now. Now we will discuss about group of people. Let's how to discuss about group of people. So you have information, right? On the screen, you can see people. You can talk about the people.